Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. So today we're going to be doing like a little energy check-in, see how your person's currently feeling about you and what their current thoughts are about you and the connection with you. So I have 5 piles to choose from. If you haven't already chosen your pile in the thumbnail, you can feel free to choose now or use the stones on top of the piles to choose. Or use a random number generator. That's my favorite way to choose a pile. Just let the universe choose one for me. I don't know if that's like kind of deemed like not a good thing within like tarot or spiritual community to not use your intuition, but I feel like I do that enough within these readings. So I don't know. I just like using a random number generator, let the universe pick for me. So that's another option if you were open to trying that. So yeah, go ahead and choose your pile. We'll get into your reading, take a look at your cards, and see your person's current thoughts and feelings. Okay, pile one, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose this rutilated quartz point. So yeah, let's get into your reading, see what your person's current thoughts and feelings are towards you. So first, what I want to do actually, I'm going to roll some astro dice to see how your person is currently viewing you. I think that kind of just helps me. Well, first of all, it helps you connect to the reading and make sure you are resonating and you're in the right reading. And it will help me kind of separate their feelings about you versus like maybe how they're seeing you. Because something that does happen within these readings is like maybe it comes up less like their feelings towards you and more like their feelings about how you are, like how they're seeing you. So sometimes I think that confuses people and makes people think that we're not actually getting their feelings, but you could think about another person's feelings as your thoughts. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, let's roll some astro dice, see how pile one's person is currently viewing pile one. Okay, so we have the 8th house, and we have Scorpio. Okay, double Scorpio energy. We also have the sun. Alright, so Scorpio energy, I could see you as maybe a bit intense. Scorpio is a water sign, but generally I would say, I mean, I've been close to some Scorpios in my life. I wouldn't say this is true for all of them because they can come across as quite relaxed, but when they do feel intense emotions, I do feel like it comes out more like anger or frustration rather than maybe a whole lot of sadness. That's just from my experience with the Scorpio people in my life. They also do tend to be anxious people, is what I've noticed. Um, Sometimes a little bit paranoid. So they could see you that way as a little bit anxious, a little bit paranoid. Scorpio and the 8th house comes across as a very mysterious energy. Scorpio in the 8th house makes me think of, like the 8th house does talk about intimacy. So maybe they are seeing you as someone who they can be very like close and intimate with. Maybe they feel like they can trust you with their secrets. They can have very deep conversations with you. Um, they could also feel like with Scorpio in the 8th house that you just notice a lot. You pay attention well. It could also be with Scorpio in the 8th house that they see you as someone who's maybe a little bit edgy, someone who likes maybe more taboo subjects or is not afraid of taboo subjects, or maybe even like you like darker things, like maybe, I mean, Halloween is coming around the corner next month, so I don't know, maybe you really like Halloween or something like that, or like anything that's like horror, and so maybe they're seeing you in that way. But yeah, overall, mostly with Scorpio energy in the 8th house reminds me of a kind of a mysterious vibe. So it could be that this person's very curious about you. They could feel like maybe you come across as someone who doesn't really need them from time to time. So it adds to this mystery of like maybe how do you feel, that type of thing. And I think it's possible they could be very attracted to you if you're here for romantic connection. So yeah, let's get into your cards. So we have cut the cord. We have the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and we have the Seeker. That's the Fool, so there's some Aquarius energy showing up. Alright. So, I mean, we have the Ten of Cups at the center of your reading, so that's like generally like a very fulfilling relationship. They could feel like they're very close to you, especially if you resonate with being very open with this person. Like you'll talk about personal things with this person, or maybe deeper subjects with this person. It could be with the eighth house that you share a lot with this person, not just like maybe your thoughts or your emotions, but maybe more like um, sharing items, sharing money, something like that. Because some of you with the Ten of Cups could be like actually in a relationship with this person, but otherwise they feel like a very positive connection with you, I would say. We do have the Seven of Wands, which is kind of like a protective or defensive energy. So they could be feeling defensive about something. Overall, the feeling I got when I shuffled out your cards, we'll get into your other cards and see what comes out, but I get this feeling like with Cut the Cord, it was more about this person may be realizing that there's things within them that they need to work on or heal, their defensive energy could come from something that's more personal to them rather than something that you actually did wrong to maybe upset this person. Yeah, because the Seeker, as the Fool, is like a new start, a fresh beginning, this feeling of trusting where you're going, and you taking a leap of faith. So I don't know. I do feel like this person wants to be able to take chances on you and feel like they can trust you and they can feel like they can trust where things are going with you. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there could be things that this person has dealt with that makes them, again, like feeling defensive, feeling maybe a need to protect themselves, which I feel like might be a little bit out of place. And that's where the cut the cord energy is coming in. Like they feel like they need to release, maybe, well, not release, but maybe heal some form of trauma that causes maybe tension in your connection or causes them to maybe self-sabotage connections or maybe just read things the wrong way. Yeah, especially because if they're seeing you within this like Scorpio energy, it could be that they feel like you're not easy to read, and they could misunderstand you. And I feel like they're wanting to kind of heal that so they're not having these misunderstandings, or maybe they don't take things very personally that weren't meant to be like intended to hurt them, if that makes sense. It's possible also, since they're seeing you in this Scorpio energy, where you do come across as someone who is a bit mysterious to them, that maybe they don't always have access to you or your energy. They don't always know what you're doing or what you're up to or maybe how you feel. So if they see you in this sort of like Fool Seeker energy, they could see you as someone who likes to try new things, could feel like you're a little bit detached. Yeah, with the Aquarius energy being associated with the Fool or the Seeker in this case, that they see you as someone who is independent, who has their own schedule. Maybe you give a lot of your time to your friends as well. Overall, it seems like at times they feel like you don't need them, or you're not interested in them, or you're more interested in doing other things or something new. And that could be, maybe that's true, and maybe that's not something they really need to take personally, because that might not mean that you're not interested. It might just mean that you need stimulation in life, or you need to be doing new things, or there's a level of detachment that they see in you that I feel like causes them to feel like they need to protect themselves because they fear that maybe you're not sharing the same feelings or something like that. But with the Ten of Cups in the middle, it seems like more dominant than that energy is this understanding that they feel really good in your presence. And usually I would say the Ten of Cups is like a reciprocal energy. So it's like they do understand that you share the same feelings on some level, but they could maybe have like insecurities flare up from time to time that makes them question maybe your loyalty and things like that. So I think they are kind of acknowledging that and trying to work on that and not, again, not take things very personally within your connection, which does tell me that this person is like attached to you and cares a lot about you because when we're indifferent about someone, we don't really care what they do. It doesn't really affect us and it doesn't really bother us, but when we do really care about someone, a lot of the things that they can say, that they can do, can hold a lot more power over our emotions. So I do feel like this person feels that way towards you, that you do have like kind of a lot of power over them and their emotions. So which again like is being acknowledged that maybe they should work on that and not look into things too deep, or learn how to self-soothe, or again not take things super personally. um yeah, let's see. So we have conjunction, alliance. Yeah. And that coming out underneath the Ten of Cups makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I feel like they feel like you two get along well. Maybe they could feel like you two are very similar. So it's easy to get along with you. It's easy to talk with you. Let's see. We have trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. And we have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Interesting message. So this is specific and maybe for only a few people. With honeymoon coming out, and this kind of maybe like to me, this card sometimes makes me think of travel. Like obviously, when you have a honeymoon, you usually take a vacation somewhere, travel somewhere. That coming out with the seeker energy does make me feel like for some of you, it's possible this person feels hurt if you went somewhere without them. It's like they would have wanted to join you. They would have wanted to go with you. Let me pause. Okay, sorry about that. I have family visiting, so it's a little bit noisier in the background, so I don't know how long I'll be able to keep this up and concentrate on the reading, but we'll see. We'll just see how things go. So yeah, we have trust here, and it's coming out underneath the Seven of Wands, which is this sort of defensive and protective energy. And yeah, I think that kind of, if you resonate with this person feeling a bit protective of themselves, or like a little bit defensive with you, I think that has to do with a lack of trust. Like they felt like they couldn't trust you, maybe because you do come across as a bit more detached, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you went somewhere with friends and for some reason they felt, for some of you it could be that they felt a little bit jealous or envious, or maybe again they just wanted to be able to join you and go somewhere with you. If that didn't happen, I think that's just what they think about. Like they might want to be able to go on adventures with you, take you on trips to places, maybe take you places you've never been. I do think that's something that's coming through as well. Okay, and let's see. We have time. Dedicate uninterrupted time to each other, focusing on creating meaningful experiences. Yeah, I do feel like they want to spend time with you. Especially there's something coming through as if you've been giving more of your time to either friends or other connections in your life. They are a little bit hurt by that, and they wish they could spend more time with you and maybe go places with you, have meaningful experiences with you, especially with that Fool energy in the honeymoon card. Like again, I get this energy like they want to go somewhere with you. Maybe for some of you somewhere you've never been before. It's like a new experience for both of you. I think that might be important for them. Like they maybe really much, like very much value having very like unique experiences with you that maybe you haven't had with other people. So we have vulnerability, share your fears and insecurities to create trust and understanding. Yeah, I think that's another thing too. With that sort of like seven of wands energy, feeling a little bit self-protective maybe and defensive could be from a lack of trust. And I think, maybe some insecurities flared up within them. And they were feeling like maybe they couldn't trust you or couldn't trust this connection. It could have been that they did something that maybe like they pushed you away, or they did something that kind of was not the best for the connection, like a little bit harmful to the connection. I don't feel like it's anything too intense or drastic, but there's this realization that they need to work on their insecurities or their behavior, and maybe like cut the cord with certain ideas that cause them to have these fears over your connection. Because it's like their way of saying, like, I understand if I keep this up, it could really like maybe harm the connection or damage the connection. So they're wanting to work on that. So then we also have respect. Treat your partner with respect by acknowledging their opinions and boundaries. Yeah, I don't know. It could even be that, like, you put up some boundaries with this person, or it's just that, like, I feel like this person wants to respect your decisions and not, again, not take your decisions very personally, especially if it was not intended to hurt this person. And they, like, want to, yeah, there could have been some disrespect from this person, or at least like they felt a lot more negative about a situation than I think they really needed to. So I think that's coming up within their feelings. Like, I realize I acted out of line. I looked at it this way, and that's not actually what was happening, but because of my insecurities, I was only seeing it from this angle, and that caused me to behave this way, which might have been a defensive behavior, which I feel like it worries them. And I think they want to work on it. They realize that if they're always feeling that way or acting that way, that again, it could kind of cause problems within your connection. So that's your message, Pile One. I hope that resonated with you, and it's helpful in some way. Gives you some form of insight to how your person's feeling. I think they feel a little bit apologetic for maybe some behavior on their part. So yeah, that's your reading. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Alright, pile two. Welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the aragonite crystal. If you've seen my other readings, then you might have already heard me talk about this. It just so happens to be that, like, generally every time this crystal happens to land on a pile, it does make me think, like, just in general, looking at this stone, it looks so complex because of all the pillars kind of poking out in all sorts of different directions. So it just makes me think of something, well, in this case, maybe it's something that's confusing. I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking of, like, which path do I take? So that's interesting. I never really thought of it that way before, but generally, like, it reminds me of, like, maybe a complex person or a complex sort of situation. So yeah, and I kind of, if you watch the beginning, I suggested this idea of letting a random number generator choose your pile for you. That's how most of the time, it's how I choose the stones for the piles. I kind of just let a random number generator pick which pile has which stone. So yeah, this pile two, you guys got the aragonite stone. So first what we're going to do is we're going to roll some astro dice and see how your person is currently viewing you. Kind of just helps you feel connected to the reading. Hopefully it should resonate on some level. And it also helps kind of clarify the energy for me. So maybe it kind of narrows down some energies that come in through your cards for how your person's, their current thoughts and feelings. So for pile two, how is their person currently viewing pile two? Or how is their person currently viewing the viewer? Okay. So we have Virgo, we have Uranus, and we have the second house. So yeah, Virgo in the second house definitely. They could view you as someone who, well, with Virgo, it could be that you could be hard on yourself. Maybe they view you that way, that you're sometimes hard on yourself. Maybe you're very self-disciplined. You keep your schedule busy. You like to take care of things, like maybe certain responsibilities in your life, or yeah, that you could have specific routines. Virgo also makes me think of health. So maybe they could see you as someone who is focused on your health, maybe focused on certain health routines as well. Um, with Uranus, maybe they could see you as someone who's a bit different, a little bit unique or original, someone who maybe stands out from the crowd. There could be a connection to technology, so maybe they see you as someone who's often using technology, or maybe you know a lot about technology. They could also maybe see you as someone who is a lot more focused on maybe the future, rather than maybe the past. So yeah, I feel like that kind of goes along with maybe a sort of Virgo energy of like having a schedule, planning things out. Maybe they see you as someone who has a lot of plans or likes to make plans or follow plans. But I don't know, because Uranus is like a bit unstable. Um, so they could maybe see you as someone who is a bit unpredictable at times. Um, and with the second house, that generally has to do with the way we save money. Maybe they see you as someone who is trying to save money. The second house also has to do with our self-worth. So it could be that they see you as someone who either is lacking self-worth or has self-worth, has been working on your self-worth, things like that. They could also, I feel like there's a responsible energy. So even if you are like maybe a bit unpredictable, it doesn't seem like you're like really unstable in any way, maybe. Well, okay, actually, maybe, I don't know, maybe your finances come and go. Like there's something very unstable about the way you save money. Like maybe they see you as someone who tries to dedicate yourself to saving money, but then you tend to like blow all your money on a like maybe an impulsive purchase. That could resonate for some of you. But overall, I think they see you as someone who's responsible, someone who's very intelligent, and perhaps has very interesting ways of maybe like doing things or saving money, or like maybe your routines in life are very odd or like different than other people's routines, something like that. So that's kind of interesting to come out. Maybe they see you as the more complex person. But let's take a look at your cards. Um, so we have boundaries. We have the Five of Cups. Yeah, okay, that's this pile. We have the Four of Cups. Oh, okay. That's funny. So initially, it's kind of funny how it turned out this way. Sometimes when I'm shuffling out the cards for these piles, I shuffle them out a certain way, and then the way I put them together in like a pile, the cards come out in a slightly different order by the time I actually do the reading. I don't always try and like remember how they came out at first. I know yours is different because originally the Five of Cups was over here, the Four of Cups was here. I don't know, because I noticed that when I first shuffled it out, because this card, you have the Six of Cups. So I thought that was interesting how the way I ended up laying it out when I'm actually doing your reading, we have a progression here. So we have the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups, and then the Six of Cups. The way I see that, well, okay, and I'll also kind of tell you what I was initially thinking with the Five of Cups over here and then the Four of Cups in the middle, because we go from a 5 to a 4, so it's descending, and then we bounce up to the 6. So the way I saw that initially was maybe that this person feels like the connection with you is kind of going downhill in some way, or there's a disconnect with you, although they truly want to be a lot closer to you. And I think that's true. But then I also see this progression here, the Four of Cups to the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups. I feel like, and it's all cups. So, of course, like, I think this person is obviously way more in their feelings for you rather than maybe having a lot more of like just thoughts about you. I think you really affect this person within their emotions, and I think their emotions are very intense for you right now. And I think the progression here is showing that maybe it's getting more intense for them. Like their feelings are becoming more obvious to them. The way the connection is affecting their emotions is getting more intense for them. Um, Kind of like pile one, I think they could see you as someone who's more focused on other things or a bit independent. It's possible that you were the one to put up boundaries with this person. It could have been that they put up boundaries with you, and I think if they did, the reason for that is that they're experiencing some heavy emotions for you, and maybe a bit more of the more negative emotions. Since we do have Five of Cups in the middle, this talks about disappointment, feeling kind of down in your emotions about a situation. The higher perspective, I think, of the Five of Cups is that usually the situation is not as bad as the way the person is perceiving it. So I don't know if they're aware of that or not. It feels like they're very deep in their emotions and maybe not able to see things more logically right now or maybe more objectively. So who knows? Maybe they're making the situation out to be a little bit worse than it really is. They feel a soul connection with you with the Six of Cups. And I think there's this idea, if we're looking at it from like the Five of Cups to the Four of Cups, then to the Six of Cups, the way I see that is like maybe their history with you and their like they could reminisce about you. And I think reminiscing on past memories with you causes them to feel like more emotional about you. So it's like, and that's what's causing their emotions to kind of get more intense for them is like, oh, and then I remember like maybe the good old times with this person and I really want that back, which causes them to kind of like really think about you, feel deep emotions for you, and it's like these emotions are getting more intense for them or growing in some way. The Four of Cups is about maybe a lack of motivation. It could be that this person feels like maybe you're not interested in them, or yeah, I don't know. With the way they're seeing you, they could feel like you're more focused on your day to day life rather than focused on them. I think with the Uranus energy, they see you as someone who might be a bit detached within your emotions or very independent. And so it could be that they perceive you as not showing interest in them or not accepting offers for them, or it's this fear that if they were to give you something, whether that was like a gift or like a form of communication, that maybe you wouldn't even respond, something like that. Or maybe that's something that did happen. Maybe they reached out to you and you didn't respond. So now they're feeling quite disappointed about it. They're reminiscing about you and remembering like maybe better times with you and feeling very intense in their emotions, hoping that they could have that bond back with you. Yeah, okay, let's see. So we have the IC. It says root. Yeah, I do feel like they really do want to feel closer to you. I think they want to feel safe with you. Um, they want to be able to trust you, and I think more so they want you to be able to trust them. Because if you're the one who's kind of blocking this person off, which I feel like in most cases that's probably what's going on. Um, Let me pause for a second, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I just have family visiting, so sometimes they get a little bit noisy, and it's just so hard for me to focus if I hear any talking in the background. So I might have to pause a couple times. It might happen. But yeah, I think they want a feeling of security with you, of safety with you. It's possible that for some of you, I don't know if you've like been to this person's house, like maybe it's like if you didn't live with them, like you were just frequently with them at one point, and I feel like they might be reminiscing about that and wishing they could have that back. So we have playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And then we have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a disconnect in this pile. Especially, I mean, obviously we have boundaries here and someone's feeling very emotional. So I would assume, like, maybe, again, you haven't given this person much of your energy. You've been dedicating your energy to other things, and it does affect them deeply within their emotions. Maybe they feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there was a playful energy with you, maybe in the past. There's like a lot of reminiscing here on something that's missing, and I feel like maybe it's a more playful energy with you. Maybe they miss having fun with you, laughing with you. And I do feel like at one point this person felt very safe with you. So if they feel blocked out of the connection with you, it's like they're really missing that feeling of like safety with someone. Like it feels like you were their home in some way. And yeah, this calling in your soulmate, just I think there's just a lot of reminiscing about you, remembering who you are, remembering times with you, wishing that they could have this bond with you again. So yeah, okay, let's see what else we have. So we have this little heart with a key. I do kind of feel like this person sees you as someone like very significant in their life. That maybe like you hold a key to their heart, or just like, again, just like there's something about your connection feeling very significant to this person. Like I would say, it's very hard for this person to let you go. It's very hard for this person not to think about you, not reminisce about you. So yeah, they definitely they remember a lot about you. Say that. So we have connection, embrace new experiences, and create lasting memories through shared activities. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like there was a closeness in the past with this person. Maybe you did a lot of things together, you had a lot of fun together again, and I feel like they really want that connection with you back. And they want to feel safe with you again. They want to have fun with you again. We have this letter here, so I do feel like this person thinks about reaching out to you. And again, it's possible that this person has done that and they didn't really receive much back from you, and that's causing them to feel like maybe there's not much that's possible within this connection at this point. So we have encouragement, support your partner to pursue their dreams. And then this last one, we have these little gifts here. So yeah, I do feel like it's like this person is wanting to either reach out to you. I would say if this person's feeling so negatively, they might not be likely to think it's appropriate to give you a gift. But like maybe if they were closer with you again and they understood that you two want the same things or something like that, I feel like they would really want to be supportive to you, give you a lot of gifts, be close with you in some way. Yeah, we have generosity, practice generosity in actions and thoughts, give with a selfless attitude. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, to be honest with you, this, since I kind of labeled in the thumbnail that this is their thoughts and feelings towards you reading that can be either romantic or platonic. This does feel like a very platonic energy, just because like this person doesn't seem to, I feel like, feel a lot of resentment if they don't have access to your energy anymore. Like there's maybe a level of understanding, respect, and not wanting to necessarily change your mind or something like that, but I do feel like this person maybe thinks back to the past and thinks about ways they could have been more supportive towards you, or maybe they could have been more generous towards you, and there's this questioning of, oh, if I did this, would this person maybe still be around or something like that. But otherwise, yeah, it's just that they want to support you, they want a deeper connection with you. They want to feel safe with you, and they want to be able to share with you. I feel like this person not only wants to be able to give you gifts and like have a close connection with you, I feel like this person wishes that they can tell you about themselves or something like that. So yeah, I think that's basically it for your reading, pile 2. I hope it resonated with you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Alright, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the Peter site. And first what we're gonna do is roll some Astro dice. I want to see how your person is currently viewing you before we get into their thoughts and feelings. So hopefully you should resonate with some of this. So yeah, how is pile 3's person viewing them? Interesting, okay. Like it all stopped at one point. So we have Mercury, we have Aries, and we have the 4th house. Okay, so the way they see you, with Aries, they could see you as like kind of a leader. You take initiative. It is a cardinal sign, so yeah, they could see you as someone who's not afraid to take action. Maybe they could see you as someone who's a little bit impulsive or bold or very quick in your movements. With Aries and Mercury, it could be that they feel like you don't always think about what you say. Like maybe the things you could say could come off the wrong way at times. Like Aries is a very fast moving energy. Mercury is also a very fast moving energy. But yeah, so there could be a tendency they think that maybe you don't always think about the way you say things. So maybe it could come off a little bit rude at times. But I don't think they see you as a rude person, especially with the 4th house coming out. Like I feel like they could also see you as someone who's nurturing. So maybe they'd see you as the type to accidentally say something the wrong way and then to realize it and apologize very quickly. Yeah, they could think of you as someone who is very smart, very intelligent. Maybe they think of you as, I don't know, like Aries and Mercury, like a very fast talker, something like that. But I don't know, with the 4th house, they could feel like you're very comfortable to be around. You try to make sure that people feel comfortable around you. You're sensitive to people around you. You want to be nurturing to the people around you. And I don't know, the 4th house to me just feels like a very accepting sort of energy. Like you can come to me and tell me anything, and I'll protect you, or you're a like I'm a safe person for you to like confess things to or something like that. So I don't know, maybe this is someone who has a lot of other people's secrets, or people easily trust this person, like trust you to like open up to you. So yeah, we'll go with that. And in general, maybe they think of you as someone who is a deep thinker. You think a lot. Again, very intelligent person. So let's take a look at their thoughts and feelings towards you. So we have allow divine timing. We have temperance, so we have some Sagittarius energy. We also have the shadow, so it's like the devil, so we have some Capricorn energy showing up. And then we have Jupiter, which I found this interesting. I didn't really think about this when I first got this deck, because sorry, excuse me. I'm like burping a little bit. This is originally the Hierophant, but it's called Jupiter in this deck, and I thought that was funny. I was just reading about it this morning of like what people had to say about the Hierophant being associated with Taurus, and some people claiming that it seems more like a Jupiterian energy, or like maybe Sagittarius. Anyways, with Temperance and Jupiter, Oh, interesting. With the way they see you as someone who's like safe to open up with, um, this person could have told you about maybe more traumatic experiences in their life. Uh, it is possible that the way this person feels about you is a little bit clingy with the devil or the shadow here, especially with allow divine timing. Like, usually when that energy comes up, it's like this person understands on some level that they can't control either you or the situation with you. They kind of just have to relax and be patient, which does tell me if there's a need for patience, that they kind of feel like they wish that things could move faster with you. With the devil energy coming up, yeah, there could be like a little bit of a codependent energy with you. Maybe they feel very attached to you. But this doesn't seem like too bad, because I don't know, it might be that they feel like you are a very wise person, especially with Mercury coming up. With the way they see you, they see you as someone who's very intelligent, has good ideas, maybe has very good advice. And I think that in some way, like, what they think about you is that you're helping them heal on some level. Like, maybe you're bringing awareness to certain behaviors or traits that this person has that maybe stems from something deeper or something like that, allowing them to kind of see themselves maybe more clearly. And with temperance in the middle, it's this energy of healing and balance. And I do feel like you offer a perspective that allows this person to heal in some way, or see things from a more positive perspective. And I think you give this person hope that they can heal something within themselves. And it's interesting because the shadow energy being the devil and the temperance energy and the Jupiter is like, Jupiter energy or like Sagittarius energy is very like free, like freedom loving. And that's very opposite the devil, which is like kind of trapped and tied down and, this codependent energy. So I don't know. I feel like you're teaching this person how to be less codependent, and look at life as a place to learn, a place to experience good things, and having, I don't know, I feel like you're showing this person that they can be more optimistic in some way. It could also be like, along with them feeling an attachment to you, that they feel like they want, um they're like just wanting more with you, essentially. Like, they want to spend more time with you, they want the relationship with you to grow. There could be a lack of patience on their part, and understanding that they need to have patience or something like that. So if this person deals with a lot of like insecurities or fears within connections, I feel like you, yeah, especially with you coming up as the fourth house, like, you are a safe space for them. And even if, like, if this person has dealt with like trauma, which most of us have, on some level, like, I feel like generally their insecurities or maybe this codependent feeling flares up a lot within connections. And you're not really an exception to that, but I would say you feel safer than other connections in their life, maybe, because I feel like their insecurities or fears could still kind of flare up with you, but it's not so intense because it feels like they feel strong enough to maybe handle it this time around. Okay, let's see. So we have progressions, journey. Yeah, especially also with them seeing you in a Aries type of energy. Aries is known for being quite independent. So yeah, they could see you as someone who's independent. I don't know, there's this energy of like, maybe this person wishes they could be more like you, and there's like a willingness and an openness to learn from you because they see value in you, and they feel like, I don't know, I feel like they're inspired by you and they want to be like you on some level. But yeah, I thought it was interesting since you have allow divine timing, and with this progressions journey card, we have a clock here. So I do feel like they are very focused on maybe the timing of things. Maybe they wish things could speed up with you. They could also be. I do feel like there's this energy of they're hoping that there's like more with you, or there's like longevity with you. That you see like maybe a future with them, maybe the way they see that with you. Otherwise, for some of you, this could be like a connection with some history. They might be reflecting on the past with you, or thinking that, you've been in each other's lives for a decent amount of time. So yeah, okay, we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I don't know, I told the last pile, so these are pre-shuffled piles, so I already shuffled out these cards. And a lot of the times, I don't always try and keep it the same order, so the order is coming out a little bit differently than how I initially shuffled it out. But with the last pile and your pile as well, I don't know, it seems to be very clear with the way they ended up coming out this time. With Love Yourself First coming out, happens to come out right underneath the devil energy, or the shadow in this case. Yeah, like this person feels like they're learning how to love themselves first within a connection, to not feel so like obsessively attached in a connection. I don't know, it feels like you're teaching them how to be more independent, how to love themselves first. Yeah, let's see. And we also have forgiving and learning. Yeah, right underneath the Hierophant. That's interesting. I really feel like they're learning a lot from this connection. They're learning a lot from you. I feel like you come across as a very gentle energy to this person, and it allows this person to heal. Like generally, I feel like maybe this person has had past experiences where they felt very attached in connections, and they were kind of left to deal with all those emotions and all those fears and feelings alone, which with you, I think you soothe this person in some way, not coddling this person, but maybe just gently like explaining things to this person, teaching this person how to have a more optimistic perspective, and maybe showing this person ways that they can heal so that they have more independence themselves. And I guess treat themselves better, because I do feel like this person might battle with negative self-talk. So you might teach them that can do a lot of harm, actually. A lot of people don't think that it does too much, but it really can. Okay, let's see. We also have teamwork. Approach challenges as a team, collaborating to find solutions to difficulties. Yeah, definitely. I feel like this person feels like you're on their side. Like, even if this person still battles with fears and insecurities, if they do feel like an attachment to you, it doesn't scare them as much as it has in the past with maybe other people, because of your energy feels very safe. And it seems like they feel like you have their back in some way. Okay, and then let's see, we also have Dreamweaver. Share your aspirations with each other and work to achieve them together. I don't know, for some of you, like, again, well, maybe I didn't mention it in this pile, but it says on the thumbnail this could be for romantic connections or platonic connections. Again, like kind of like the last pile felt more like maybe it could be a platonic or very friendship type connection. It can go either way, to be honest, but sometimes it feels more intensely like this or that. And for yours, for some reason, like, this doesn't necessarily feel like a romantic connection, although it definitely could be, but it also feels like literally like you're their therapist. in some way. Like, I don't know, it could be something like that. Because it seems like they feel like they look to you for guidance. They feel like you have their back. They feel like you could teach them something. They feel like you are helping them work through, like, baggage or work through trauma. You're helping them heal. So, like, it does feel like a therapist, even if you're not their therapist. I could even see it as, like, if you are a tarot reader, like, watching for how your viewers feel about you or something like that. Like, maybe they feel like they're learning from you, that they're able to kind of heal certain attachment wounds. So yeah, it could be something like that too, as as well as romantic connections. It could even be that. So let's see. We also have self-care. Prioritize self-care individually and as a couple for a healthier relationship. Yeah. I don't know. This just feels so supportive. Like they feel like they can trust you even if they battle with trust issues. And yeah, I feel like, again, with that sort of idea of like maybe this person could have very negative self talk. Like you come in and you're like, hey, well, you're talking to yourself like this. Of course, you're not going to feel very confident or you're not going to feel very good about yourself. So I feel like you encourage this person to also encourage themselves, be like their, what is it called? Like pep talk. Like, I think you show this person that self-care does really do a lot more than maybe what this person was thinking. Or it's also that this person feels brave enough to work on those things with you because they do feel like safe with you on some level. Like they feel like you care about them. You want them to do well. You want them to succeed or not be dealing with like negative thinking and things like that. So that's your reading, pile 3. I hope it resonated with you and that you liked the messages. I feel like you are like a great person and very important for this person or maybe people around you. So yeah, keep doing that. Keep doing you. And that's it from me. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the Scolasite. So what we're going to do is first we're going to roll some astro dice. I want to see how your person's currently viewing you. And, hopefully this should help you connect with the reading and help you, like, know that you are in the right pile. Okay, so for pile 4, how is their person currently viewing them? Alright, so you get Scorpio. We have the 5th house. And we have Pluto. So that's kind of cool because pile 1 also got Scorpio. They got the 8th house. So there's a lot of Scorpio energy in your pile too. Pluto is about death and rebirth. It can be about intimacy, shared finances. They could see you as someone who's very mysterious, kind of like pile 1. Maybe they feel like they can't really read you. I would say the difference between, it's so funny actually, because pile 1 got the sun. You got the 5th house, which like both the sun and the 5th house are associated with Leo. So it could be very similar, although I would say your energy and the way they see you comes across as a bit more like maybe playful and fun. Maybe they see you as someone who's very invested in certain hobbies. They could also see you as someone who might be good with kids. Maybe you have kids. The 5th house is also about romance as well, so this could definitely be a more romantic connection, or they're interested in you that way. They're very attracted to you. I would even say maybe this person could be a little bit obsessed with you. And I don't think it's maybe, I guess we'll look and see in the cards, but I don't know. I don't feel like it's like anything negative. I feel like it's just like this crush feeling, so maybe they can't stop thinking about you or something like that, or wondering about you. I feel like maybe this person could daydream about you a lot. So let's see. I don't know, or maybe for some of you, they feel like you're like that with them. Like maybe they think that you're a little bit obsessed with them or you have a crush on them, so you can't stop thinking about them. I don't know, maybe it goes both ways, but let's see what comes out through your cards. So we have karmic relationship. We have divine masculine. Okay. We also have strength, so there's that Leo energy coming through. I guess divine masculine would be the emperor, so there's like Aries energy here as well. And then we have justice, so we got some Libra energy showing up as well. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like this one comes across as more romantic than maybe the other piles. Definitely with divine masculine in the middle. So yeah, like I don't know, I would think that they see you as someone who, yeah, like it's a very dreamy energy. Like if they have a crush on you, then they're like really like fantasizing about you or maybe putting you on a pedestal. Like divine energy might be that they think like you would be the perfect match for them, especially with justice energy coming out too. Like I feel like they might feel like you two balance each other out very well. And just a little bit of like a personal uh, thing coming from me. I don't know if any of you do this with zodiac signs, like have certain zodiac signs that you like pair together as like perfect pairs. But for me, it's Leo and Libra. For some reason, I feel like I think they're like cute together or something like that. So we have both of those energies showing up. So I really think that does kind of clarify this, or like confirms this like thought that they might think of you two as like a perfect match for each other. Um, they could have strong feelings for you. They And the other thing too here, yeah, we have all major arcana coming out in your tarot, which I think like really does make them like it means that they think of you as someone that it's almost like when all major arcana comes up for someone in their feelings, I think that their feelings are very intense or the connection is very important or intense, which I think fits well with the fact that karmic relationship comes out in your reading. Like this is someone that maybe on some level you're destined to meet, you're destined to clear some karma with, or learn things from this person. There's something here saying that this person really is drawn to you, I would say. And it could be a very mysterious thing too, especially when they're seeing you in this sort of like Pluto and Scorpio energy. Like it could also be that they, as much as they're very drawn to you and maybe even a little bit obsessed with you, I think those intense feelings also scares them. But we do have strength here, so they could feel like you two have a strong bond together. Um, Maybe they feel like it requires a lot of strength to feel the feelings that they feel when it comes to you. And I do think that they, again, it's this energy of like they see you as this perfect match for them, is what I think. Um, they could feel like the connection with you is well balanced, it's very fair, possibly. So we have number 55, transits, climate. Yeah, it's kind of funny because initially when I shuffled out these cards, so it could be that there has been quite a bit of like changes in the connection with this person, or maybe like certain things that happen in this connection feel out of your control. Um, this card does talk about taking advantage of the certain changes that occur, even though you're not able to necessarily control the changes that happen. So it could be that this person is thinking about ways that they could take advantage of certain opportunities with you or certain changes that happen with you. I also thought it was interesting because I noticed that this guy is like, first of all, it looks like he's protecting this orb in the middle. So I don't know if they feel the need to protect something from you, or maybe it's this feeling, especially with divine masculine, that they want to protect you. since we also have strength there, maybe it's like this, they're thinking that they want to be strong enough to protect you, something like that. But it's also interesting because he's like kind of in the fetal position. So yeah, it kind of connects back to maybe this connection does scare them a bit. Like the intensity of what they feel for you maybe brings up a lot of fears that, I don't know, like they, because usually, if you don't like someone that much, you're not super focused on whether things will work out with that person. But if you feel a lot for someone, you might have a lot more fears that, like, oh, what if things don't turn out well with this person? So I do feel like they battle with that a little bit. Let's see. We have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. And okay, we have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Oh. Yeah, so I've been talking this entire reading about the way these cards happen to be laid out by the time I'm actually doing this reading. So when we look at the Strength card, and I'm thinking about Leo energy with the Strength card, if you also associate it with the 5th house, there's this like energy of like having fun, maybe, yeah, like a flirty energy. Um, and this energy of like wanting to date. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this could be definitely a romantic connection. Someone who's thinking about having fun with you, going on dates with you, being able to flirt with you, being closer with you in some way. I think that they are hoping that you find them attractive. And then it's interesting too with release your ex coming out underneath the justice energy, because sometimes the way I see justice is like being done with a situation, finding justice in a situation, so a situation being over with. So yeah, I don't know, like maybe for some of you it's this like I don't know. I maybe for some of you this person or you are in a connection that needs to end for this connection to flourish or something like that. Maybe one of you have just recently come out of a connection, or someone is still kind of dealing with releasing a past person or past energy. It could also be, it doesn't have to necessarily be about a person. If we're not really looking at release your ex, just like what it says, like the time has come to clear your energy. It could be that they're wanting to have an understanding of something so that they could release it. So if that's something that's like maybe negatively affecting your connection, they're wanting to look at something from a different perspective, bring balance to the situation, and maybe kind of be done with a certain idea or situation. I don't think it's a bad thing, because I think overall they feel like very good things with you. But maybe there was like some sort of like, I wouldn't say argument, but something causing any sort of issue in the connection, or a lack of understanding or something like that, or maybe this person misunderstood something, kind of wanting to release that energy. And I feel like it's to bring in a more like positive energy or harmonious energy within your connection. So let's take a look at the last few cards. We have empathy. Empathize without judgment and share freely to deepen connection. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, for some of you, with the sort of like strength energy coming out with the divine masculine energy, I don't know. For some of you, it could be that this person was stubborn in some way and not open to your perspective of something. And if that's the case and that caused some sort of upset energy within you or just in the connection, I feel like they're wanting to come across as more understanding, more empathetic, more open to like maybe things that you have to say or something like that. Because it feels like, maybe this is not exactly true, but I don't know. I feel like this person is sensitive to you, but maybe they have like more of a stubborn personality, or sometimes they come across as closed-minded. If they understood that that energy within them like hurt you on some level, or it hurt the connection on some level, I feel like they are wanting to be more sensitive, more empathetic, more understanding. So let's see, we have, okay, yeah, there's forgiveness, forgive mistakes and communicate openly to move forward together. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there could have been like maybe this person was a bit insensitive to something, and maybe that's normally how they just would be. So they weren't really thinking of how that would affect someone. But I do feel like this person is like sensitive to your emotions. So if they do or say anything that upsets you, they're definitely thinking about ways they can be more gentle, more sensitive, more empathetic. And I think it's their way of, asking for forgiveness. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to be like too stubborn or too close-minded or something like that. Okay, and your last, oh, look at that. Love. Nurture your love with affection and positivity to keep the flame burning. Yeah, I really do feel like this person has very positive feelings for you. Again, there might be something that this person did. Maybe they were stubborn or closed-minded or not very sensitive to you. If that happened, they're working on that, and they want to be more loving, more nurturing, more empathetic. And I feel like there's this, yeah, like especially with this like transits energy, like I really do feel like there's this energy of they want to protect you and like kind of protect this connection. So if they've done anything to upset you, they're definitely paying attention to it. And again, like just wanting to be more loving, more empathetic, more soft to you. Yeah, so maybe that's what they're learning with this karmic relationship, how to be a little bit more open, more sensitive, more nurturing, those types of things. So that's your message, pile 4. I hope that resonated with you, and thank you for watching. I'll see you back in the next reading. Bye. Okay, pile 5, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the fluorite here. So first what we're going to do is we're going to roll some astro dice. I want to see how your person is currently viewing you. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at what their current thoughts and feelings are for you. So for pile 5, how is their person currently viewing them? Alright, so we have Taurus. We have Pluto again. Pluto came out in the last pile. And we have the 7th house. Excuse me. So Taurus being associated with Venus, although I know we don't have like actually Venus out, I do feel like this person could find you to be very attractive physically. And we have the 7th house, which has to do with long-term partnerships, relationships. Maybe they see you as someone who is like marriage material, or if this is not about a romantic connection, they just see like a long-term connection with you, or maybe they feel like you are someone who holds on to connections. Maybe you've had friends from like years and years ago and you still keep in touch with your friends. Yeah, and maybe for some of you, if this is not about a romantic connection, maybe they see you as someone who is in a relationship. I do see Taurus energy as like being, since they are associated with like the 2nd house of like resources and stuff like that, I feel like sometimes I associate it with Taurus energy with holding on to things, preserving things, saving things. So like, I don't know, maybe they see you as someone who is maybe a bit sentimental, like you hold on to things, maybe gifts, or like, yeah, I think like stereotypically, I think of like movie tickets or something like that, like it, or like photos, of course. Like maybe they see you as someone who holds on to things, you treasure like old memories or something like that. They could also be very drawn to you. Maybe they feel like you're someone who is very magnetic. They could also see you as someone who's been through a lot in life or been through a lot of sort of changes in life, drastic changes, since like Pluto has to do with death and rebirth. Maybe there's been a lot, like a feeling of instability within your life on some level. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe for some of you it resonates that they see you as someone who craves security because it's something you've been lacking in your life or something like that. But yeah, I would say like with this sort of like Venus energy coming through with Taurus in the seventh house, like if you associate that with Libra, yeah, I feel like this person might find you to be very attractive, maybe very physically attractive. And I don't know, they could also maybe see you as someone who easily gets what you want, or like it could be that like anyone that you're attracted to, this person assumes will automatically be attracted to you as well because look at you, like something like that. So okay, let's see what cards you have. So we have romantic connection. Yeah, for some, yeah, I don't know actually. For some of you, it could really resonate that, like, I was actually getting this feeling that you could be in a relationship with this person, or like already, like an established relationship when I shuffled out your cards initially. It could also be, again, that, like, maybe you're just in a romantic connection, and I don't know, maybe there's this feeling like this is not the person you're in a romantic connection with, but there's a recognition that you are committed or something like that. I don't know, let's see. So we have the Eight of Cups. We have the Two of Swords. And we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so with the Two of Swords, there's some indecision, not knowing what to do about the connection with you, maybe being... there was definitely this feeling when I shuffled out your cards initially of being torn between two options, two choices, or yeah, like this lack of clarity on what to do about your connection. Because we have the Eight of Cups, which is kind of a more negative card. It does talk about walking away from something, and the way I have always seen the Eight of Cups is this, like, there is an attachment. So if it's, they're thinking about the possibility of walking away from this connection, it would not be an easy decision. It's something like they would say they feel very attached to you. So if they were to walk away, it would really, it would be it definitely would be hard on them. And we have the Six of Swords. So, I mean, initially, when I shuffled out the cards, the Two of Swords happened to be in the middle, and then on the sides was the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords. So to me, the way I was looking at it is this idea of like, do I want to walk away from the connection, or can things kind of get better in the connection? Because the Six of Swords is this idea that we're moving away from chaos. So it could be that they feel like there's a cycle with you, like where you heal from chaos and then the chaos comes back. So I don't know, maybe they feel like they've been in a cycle with you, that they're not sure if like things can truly maybe improve with you, or if it's just kind of a temporary things calming down before the storm hits again. Now, I don't know, for some reason, the way the cards ended up as I'm doing the reading now, with the swords on the outside and then the cups on the inside, it almost makes me feel like that this person could be looking at things more logically rather than through their emotions, I would say. It could be that they feel a little detached from their emotions at this time based off of their thoughts that they're having about you. Or it could be that they're just feeling stressed out within the connection with you, which is causing them to not really look at their emotions so much at this point. So let's see. So we have opposition, confrontation. Oh yeah, and for some of you, if we're going with that idea of like I don't know, maybe this person, it's like their acknowledgement that you're in a connection. Um, I don't know, maybe for some of you, if you've talked about the idea of leaving a connection, they're wondering if you're actually going to do that or not, or if you're just kind of ignore that and continue on with a connection that maybe you're not like satisfied with. We have opposition, um, confrontation. Yeah, so if this is a connection that you're in and you resonate with there being this feeling of instability, or maybe there was a fight or a bit of chaos in the connection that you are moving away from, it could be that this person is struggling to confront you about it. Um, for some of you, maybe it's this idea that it's too scary to confront you, so they would rather walk away. Yeah, especially with this energy coming out is like maybe a bit problematic in some way. Relating this to something that's not really about romantic connections, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of videos about, well, this therapist has been like talking about certain ideas, and one of the ideas that she's been talking about is like mothers who have been estranged from their children, like their adult children, and like what kind of leads up to that is like these moms saying like, well, they never told me why. And usually it's the case that the child has tried to communicate many times, but they've not been heard. Or it's this idea that the parent is too scary to confront. It's safer to kind of just not say anything at all. So, and I mean, that can happen within any sort of relationship. If this person has felt that it's too unsafe to confront you about something, so if this person has distanced themselves from you, they feel confused on how to communicate something to you. Maybe they feel unsafe on some level to confront you about something, so they just kind of left without a word. And that could be kind of hard to hear, but that could be true. And it could be that they feel like they're not certain if you would take some form of information well. And that might be causing some hesitation on their part. It could also just be that they feel as though you two have very different approaches to either relationships or to life, that you don't typically see eye to eye on things, and it causes tension, or it causes like arguments or fights, or yeah, like a feeling of frustration between you two. So they could just be looking at those things and feeling like they're not sure how to communicate something to you. They're not sure if they want to walk away from the connection. They might feel like it's a very difficult decision if they do. And yeah, it's this feeling like I'm not certain if things are really going to get better, because it feels like there might be like a cycle where things smooth out for a period of time and you're getting along with this person, and then the certain like maybe like this idea of butting heads keeps coming up or something like that. So let's see, we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And we have it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Now, there's a lot of like sort of messages that come through in your reading. Um, and I think they might be kind of difficult to hear. So, you know, if you're feeling too like kind of fragile to listen to these things, you can always decide to watch a different reading. Come back to this reading when you're feeling more stable, if that's the case. But I really do feel like there's some important things to kind of talk about here. And I do really kind of feel like if you resonate with this, that hearing these things and being brave enough to kind of take in this feedback will be important. Because another thing with the like going back to the estranged mom idea is a lot of the times when these sorts of energies come up, it's because someone is not able to receive feedback. They're not able to really self-reflect. And that causes someone to just further distance themselves from that person because they feel like it's no use. So it does require bravery to self-reflect and kind of look at your own flaws and be brave enough to acknowledge them and work on them if you do want this connection to be healthy and flourish. So one thing I'm going to talk about with Express Your Love, just kind of looking at the imagery of these, I kind of feel like these cards are so interesting sometimes with the imagery that shows up on it. So she's like holding him and she's very like looking at him, staring at him, almost like she's waiting for him to do something or say something. And he's almost like, he doesn't look too happy, to be honest. He almost looks like he's pulling her arm off. And almost like he feels uncomfortable. So it could be that this person feels a lot of pressure from you, like to express something to you when maybe it's not an appropriate time or it doesn't feel right for them. Like it could be that you want this person to act a certain way, and when they don't act that way or they don't show up that way, you feel very intense in your own emotions. Maybe you feel very upset, you feel betrayed, or you feel, just a lot of negative feelings. And that could cause arguments, it causes tension, and it's like, feels very controlled. They could feel like you need to have control over the way they express themselves. And that causes them to feel like they're even hesitant to even express themselves when they do feel like they want to. Like it feels very unsafe. It feels very uncomfortable for them. And then we have it is safe for you to love. Like, I don't know, it feels like it's their way of communicating that they feel like it's only safe to love if they're always expressing their love, which is not really natural. And when it doesn't come up from a place of like a genuine feeling, it does feel very uncomfortable and it feels like a lot of pressure. And so it's this like back and forth between feeling like they feel very unsafe, or if as long as they're giving you what you want, then it feels safe. But then it feels still like this feeling of pressure all the time. I feel like this person's dealing with a lot of sort of like complex feelings about you. This connection could feel very chaotic at times. And I don't know, I just get this idea that they feel like the relationship only feels safe for a period of time until you butt heads again, or they didn't give you what you wanted. So if you're not getting what you want out of this connection and this person's not able to show up for you in the way that you want, it could be time for you to really reflect on whether you feel like this connection is good for the both of you or not. So yeah, let's take a look at your other cards. So we have appreciation. Regularly expressing gratitude for your partner's actions helps them feel valued. Yeah, I feel like they wish that you did this more. And this is a good opportunity if you're still here and you're brave enough to hear these messages. Some of them may resonate and some of them might not, and that's okay. There could be this idea that their version of care is not the care that you're looking for, and because it's not the care that you wanted, there's a lack of appreciation for what they've actually done. So it's their way of like hoping and asking for you to appreciate the things that they do more. And the other thing, like kind of a trick with that, is the more you appreciate what people are willing to offer, it makes them feel like they want to do that more because it's being appreciated, it's being seen. So I think that could help you in your connection with this person. And it could be that it goes both ways, that they're wanting to do that for you as well, to recognize the way that you show care and appreciate you for that, as well as asking for that in return. We also have curiosity. Show genuine interest in your partner's thoughts, dreams, and experiences. Now, here's the thing, too, because it goes both ways. Like, if you feel on some level neglected by this person, that they're not showing their love enough, something like that, I do feel like they recognize that if that's upset you on some level, that they should be more present with you, or they should show curiosity in maybe your interests or your experiences. Like, it does feel like maybe there's a really like a desire to connect on your part. But maybe it feels for them like that comes across as like a pressure to connect with you rather than a genuine want to at a specific time. So I think having patience with this person and kind of just allowing them to open up with you when, like, kind of more on their terms when they want to and how they feel comfortable to, and just having this feeling of acceptance. Like, I accept how you feel, I accept who you are, I accept how you want to express yourself. I feel like allowing that would kind of also allow this person to express more curiosity in your thoughts and maybe your experiences. Because, yeah, it feels like maybe this person has been neglectful of that. And maybe it's kind of petty. Maybe part of it is on purpose because they feel like a pressure from you to be a certain way. And it makes them maybe feel tired, makes them feel like they don't want to participate, they don't want to be there. These are just issues that do come up within connections. To be honest, I've seen it a lot. Okay, and then we have nurture. Offer support when your partner needs it. Create a nurturing environment. I do feel like they want to be supportive of you, but I do feel like they get this sense that sometimes it's unsafe to open up with you. There's like a pressure to be a certain way, and it makes them feel uncomfortable, and it can make them just kind of shy away altogether, and not give you any form of their energy because it feels too intense, it feels like too much pressure, something like that. And I feel like there's this energy of they want you to self-reflect, and they're kind of self-reflecting as well on how to be more nurturing, show more appreciation, show more interest in you, especially if that's something that you've been wanting from them. But I think in return, they're asking you to be more relaxed and open to the ways they want to express themselves. And the more you don't judge them for the way they're kind of not able to show up for you, I feel like the ways that they can show up for you will be coming up more and more. Because it definitely shows that this person wants to work on the connection, but maybe questions whether it's worth it or not, or whether the changes will actually happen or not, or if it's just going to be kind of a cycle with you. So yeah, just to kind of summarize it, I think the more you allow this person to express themselves as they feel comfortable to, and not pressure them to express themselves more than they're comfortable to, I feel like this person would actually, it's almost like that idea of like, if you go chasing after a cat, it's probably going to run away from you. But if you just kind of relax and let the cat come to you, they will do it. So it's like you kind of need to treat this person like a cat and let them make their own decisions. Let them come to you when they're ready. Don't pressure them to do something when they're not ready. And I feel like the more you can practice that and do that for this person, the more this person will show appreciation, the more this person will actually show curiosity in you and interest in what you have to say, or maybe like your experiences, or hear about your day or something like that. They are wanting to nurture the connection, but I feel like they want that in return as well. So yeah, that's your reading. Thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, I guess that's it from me. So yeah, I don't know. Sorry that this reading was a bit heavier, but I think it's important to kind of address those things and be brave enough to hear these things, even if it's difficult to listen to, or maybe if not all of it is completely accurate. That could just be this person's like kind of perception right now of the connection or of you. So yeah, I don't know. It's good to listen to these things as much as it's good to listen to very positive readings and stuff like that. So I hope it's not discouraging to listen to. I'm wishing the best for you, Pile 5. So thank you again. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.